Hey there, how's it going? Welcome to Looplearnings. This is the next video in the series. We are making POS management system, and in this video, I'm going to continue working on the invoice form because, to be honest, this is very important form. There should not be any mistake. We want to make it foolproof. And is this form perfect at this point? Absolutely not. There is a lot of work needs to be done. So this is my objective for this video. So please stick around, watch till the end, so you get to learn a thing or two from this video. But before I get started, and you know what I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you to please support the channel by subscribing, by switching on the bell icon. And also, if you want to really support this channel and me, you can also join this channel as a member. Why? What is the reason? At the end of all this video series, whatever the final version of this product is, I will give you that um, free of cost to all the members, particularly not to everyone, but to the members. So this is why I'm asking you to join if you really want to have this project file with you. Okay, so before without wasting time, let's go to the design view. Let's close that, and we'll go to the. So actually, what I wanted to show you. Let's go back to POS main form. We'll click on view invoice and watch what happens. If I give $1 discount, and it says yes, discount is applied, but look at this, net amount is $51, balance amount still is $52, which definitely is not correct. Now, is the database also is not updated? No, database is actually updated. So let me show you that. If we'll click view invoice again, you can see right here, now it is $51. So what is happening is the user interface is not being updated. So that's the first action for this video. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll come here and we'll click on dot, and right here we'll say me dot balance equal me dot net amount minus me dot collected. All right, that's it. I'm going to copy this, and I think this will be automatically here, so I don't need to paste right there. So this is the first action that I wanted to perform, so we'll check it later on. The second action I want to perform is that if the invoice status is collected or closed, I want to basically make this button of update button disabled. That's what I want. And also I want the close button. There is some bit of VBA code that needs to be updated as well. So that also I want. So how do we do that? Well, let's go ahead in the VB editor, and I'm going to create a private function. And why do I need to create a private function? Well, the private function will work to disable the fields. Which fields? These two fields as well, and this button also. So it will disable these fields. So let's say private function, and we'll give a name, disable fields, something like that. Okay, so that's done. And we'll say if me dot status equal collected or me dot status equal closed, then what you should do? Well, then me dot discount dot enabled equal false, me dot collected dot enabled equal false. Okay, so that's what I wanted to, and also the button, don't forget the button btn update, me dot btn update dot enabled equal false, and we'll do end if. Okay, so that's about it. So I'm going to use this disable field function in many places. Now, for example, if I want to disable these by having this code applied on to onload event, would this work? I don't think so, because this is the unbound form, and I have experience with unbound form, and they never usually work. So that's why I'm not going to go with that technique. Is there any other way that we can lock this field? Absolutely, we can. But there's one way that is very easy and very innovative, I would say, and that is the on timer event. Okay, so we have already selected the form. Let's scroll down a little bit. So we have on timer event, interval is 1000 milliseconds. I think in seconds it would be 1 second. So let's go ahead and go to VB editor, and we'll simply call the function, and the function would be call, and that's it. That's about it. Okay, let's close this. And now I want to test it. Shall we test now or shall we test later? Okay, let's test later because I want to finish the coding stuff and then go to user interface and test it again. Now we have actually disabled this update button. So is there any code, is there any line which we should remove? Mira status is closed. Actually, if it is closed, this will be disabled. So actually we don't need this code right here. Okay. So that's that. Now, how about this button? Do we need to disable this button after the invoice is closed and database is updated? Yes, we can. Me.btn save dot enable equal false. Okay, there you go. Now, how about we copy this and we go to the function which we have created, remember, and then we can add this in the function as well. So it all gets activated at the same time. Yep, we have close collected. No, this will not work. This will actually create a chaos because I'm asking it if it is collected, then disable everything. So this is not right. Okay, I'll take back. Sorry for that. Okay, I thought I can do it smartly, but no. All right, so let's click on view invoice and it should. Okay, so the status is new. Now let's go ahead and first check if the balance amount getting updated accurately. Let's give a discount of $5, and yes, it is updating. So this is one feature that we wanted to modify. It is done. Let's click on not click on, let's collect the amount. So we'll collect, let's say we'll collect first $40, and it should be partially invoiced, and there you go, it is partially invoiced. And how about if we'll collect all amount, $47, and now it is collected, and you can see right away these fields, discount and collected amount fields, are gone, disable even the button as well. How about if I open the view invoice? Oh no, there you go. In 1 second, again, that timer function kicked in, and it locked everything which I have given instruction to lock it. So to me, I know, as I said, there are many ways we can do this, but to me, this is like the most easiest one. So I always use this kind of stuff. All right. Now the next one is close the invoice. So let's click on close the invoice. So if it is everything is done correctly, then the invoice should be closed as well. So let's go ahead and do that. And we'll click OK, and the invoice is closed. The status is closed, no error. And this button also has gone to the uh, disable mode. Perfect. Now, if I open again, whoop, what happened with the close invoice button? If I click here, don't worry about it. It is giving you the error. Hey, it's already closed, so you can't do anything. So basically, it is working that the way it's supposed to be working. All right, so now let's go to the database and let's verify all of these updates, and we can see that the invoice is closed. Amount collected is $47. Balance is $0. Perfect. So this is one bit of the video that I wanted to cover. That is done. Now, what is the next one? Next one is, of course, with the POS form. Now, because the sales order is invoiced, the status is invoiced, what happens if I click on, if I increase the quantity, right? Or what happens if I click on add to order button? Well, it should technically not add any record further if the order is invoiced, logically speaking. But I'm pretty sure if I click here, or maybe I have written the code already, written this logic, I don't know, let's check it out. So if I click right here, no, you see that? Invoiced, but still it is adding a record, which is definitely not the right way. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to first of all remove this. Okay, there you go. And now we need to write a code or logic behind this button so it never accepts. So let's go to design view and let's click on this button. Dot dot dot. There you go. There you go. And right here we can actually write this code. So let me copy this first of all. There you go. Okay, so I'll say else if this dot status equal invoiced, then do cmd dot beep, and let's copy the message box so we can save our time. And I'll say this action cannot be performed as the order is invoiced already. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Now, you know what? We need this same code again. So let's copy that. And why do I need it? Well, don't forget these little buttons. Okay. And we will write this code here as well. So there you go. Okay. Where else do I need this code? Well, let me tell you there's another button that we need to tackle. And that is, if I can get to it, too many subforms. This is why I'm struggling a little bit. Sorry for that. Here we go. This is the cross button, right? To delete the record. So let's go ahead and click, and we write the code where. Well, I guess we will write here. So we'll say if, sorry, we'll paste right here. So we'll say if, else, continue. Whatever you're supposed to do, continue with that. We just add that, and we'll say end if. All right, let's do debug. No error. That's a good news. Now let's check it out. So let's close it. Let's open it again. Now first, let's click on add to the order. If the code is working, it should give an error, and it does. Okay, awesome. Now let's check this button. Awesome. Now let's check this button. Awesome, right? So our code is working perfectly. It is not allowing us to add anything. It is not allowing us to delete anything. Why? Because the order has been invoiced. And on top of that, if we click on view invoice, it takes 1 second for it to lock everything, and you can basically foolproof your mechanism. Now, few little bits and pieces, just one, and then we are done with this video basically, and then I will tell you what exactly is coming up. So product categories, not that. So we'll come here, and even the caption for this form also needs to be changed. So instead of product categories, we'll say POS invoice. Okay, awesome. And this one would be point of sale main form. All right, awesome. Now I think this is done. All right, so now you can see that main skeleton is actually prepared. If it is, I mean, if you want to use it as a bare minimum product, you can right now use this to create your daily transactions in this. Obviously, you have to create records. We'll beautify it. Next video definitely is on beautifying, which means we'll add some pictures, we'll add this search functionality, and then I think we should be done with this form for now. Okay, so that's it. That's what I wanted to demonstrate. I hope that you have learned something in this video. I think these little tweaks that we're supposed to do, we should do, and this is where you are actually foolproofing your system. So that's why I made a separate video on this. So I hope you liked it. I hope that you appreciate it, and I appreciate your support. I appreciate that you're still watching. If you are, thank you so much for supporting this channel, and please do subscribe and like this video, and share it with others, and become a member to support me and support this channel and my work as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.